Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel Unravel with Vera. In this channel we talk about critical issues that affect our mental health and well-being. And so if you're visiting us for the very first time, please do well to relax as we go together on this journey towards demystifying everything that you've ever heard or known about mental health issues. Today, we're going to be looking at a critical topic that affects millions of people worldwide, and that would be the relationship between substance abuse and mental health. It's important to understand how these two issues intertwine and the impact they can have on individuals. So if you're ready, let's get started. Let's look at the connection between substance abuse and mental health. Now, there is a fundamental link between substance abuse and mental health. That's because substance abuse and mental health conditions often go hand in hand, forming a complex and interconnected relationship. That's because individuals with mental health issues may be more vulnerable to substance abuse and vice versa. So the question is, what is substance abuse? Substance abuse, according to the World Health Organization, is the harmful use of psychoactive substances, including alcohol and illicit drugs. And it is recorded that at least 15.3 million persons have drug use disorders. From the figures given by the World Health Organization that 15.3 million persons have drug use disorders, it is evident that this is a crucial problem that needs to be addressed. Now let's note that people facing mental health challenges often experience emotional pain, anxiety, or depression. And in search of relief, some may turn to alcohol, drugs, or even prescription medications. Unfortunately, these only provide temporary respite, which could lead to the vicious circle of addiction and substance abuse. Unfortunately, these substances only provide temporary respite, leading to a vicious circle of dependence and addiction. Types of drug or substance abuse. We have alcohol abuse, we have prescription drugs abuse, we have abuse of narcotics. Now let me take them one after that. A lot of people consume alcohol to celebrate wins or celebrate with friends, and some to drown their sorrows. While doing this, let us also consider the impacts it has on our health. When we consume alcohol in excess, it tends to affect our physical health, or it doesn't end there. It goes further to affect our mental health. And so as sometimes a lot of people black out when they consume too much alcohol. And whatever happens within the time when they black out, they tend to forget. So we have seen people commit crimes that they would never have committed, crimes of murder, or have gone on to do destructive things that they would never have done if they didn't consume the alcohol in the first place. And so you can see that the alcohol has gone forth to affect their mental well-being. Then we have prescription drugs. Prescription drugs are given by medical professionals to treat certain health conditions. But sometimes people tend to self-medicate. Having seen a doctor and having gotten a prescription, we tend to want to medicate, self-medicate using a previous prescription, or we want to think we know what to take, especially in areas where you find people in the lower class or people living in poor settlements. Because of the limited funds they have, people tend to go to medicine shops and ask them to mix medicines for them. We have seen people almost die because people who were not qualified to prescribe certain medications prescribed those medications or gave them what they asked for because that was what they could afford. And in the bid to self-medicate, they end up getting into trouble. Now, one of the prescribed drugs that people tend to abuse is paracetamol and cough and cold medicines. We tend to give our children or anybody around us paracetamol because it's one medicine people take anyhow, but somehow people tend to overdo it. And cold and cough medicines are even the worst because for every condition you want to give out cold and cough medicines. Now these medicines tend to make people drowsy and they have different side effects on different individuals. So when we abuse such drugs, it not only affects our physical well-being, it also affects our mental state. Narcotics, which is on the high side, is a troubling trend. Teens and the youths these days have gone into this destructive line of behavior. You see teens now popping pills, mixing different substances because one, they want to belong. Two, they want to have a feel of what these substances give without considering the negative impact it has on their mental health. Now, the number of people who are now having issues have been on the rise. You find teens in church just behaving abnormally. Why? Because they are under the influence of these narcotic substances. And so you see that substance abuse has an impact on our mental health. And also those who have mental health issues, in a bid to hide whatever issues they are going through, tend to want to go into substance abuse. So the connection is real. So let's learn to identify these issues so that we can be of help to those around us who may have these issues. Now, there are signs to watch out for when you're looking out for people with substance abuse issues. One, when there's a lack of interest in the things you used to love, that's a sign that when somebody around you who used to love something begins to lose interest, then I think you should watch it and check to see if there are issues concerning substance abuse. Now, when they tend to change their friends a lot, these are signs to watch out for. When those around you or your teen, or there's this frequent change of friends that happens with those with substance abuse issue. Now, they tend to spend time alone, wanting to avoid their parents, wanting to avoid people so that they are not found out. Now let's note that people facing mental health challenges often experience emotional pain, anxiety, or depression. And in search of relief, some may turn to alcohol, drugs, or even prescription medications. Unfortunately, these only provide temporary respite, which could lead to the vicious circle of addiction and substance abuse. Individuals use substances as a way to self-medicate. Now that's because they are trying to alleviate their mental health symptoms. However, this reliance on these substances can aggravate their mental health conditions, creating a dangerous feedback loop that's too tough to escape from. There's also the issue of chemical imbalance. Substance abuse can directly impact brain chemistry, leading to changes in neurotransmitters and neural pathways. These alterations can worsen existing mental health conditions and trigger new ones, like anxiety disorders, depression, or even psychosis. There are social factors that come to play when we talk about substance abuse and mental health. Now, a lot of people who have mental health issues are faced with stigmatization every day. Society frowns at people who have mental health issues because they tend to look at them as weak and not able to take care of themselves. And so because of this, there's this impact on their lives. And so as a way to cope, people with mental health conditions might turn to substances instead of seeking proper treatment as a way to cope. And this only goes forward to compound the problem further. And so it's important that we stop the stigma that goes with mental health issues by trying to learn about the different mental health conditions out there and encouraging those who have mental health issues to come out of their shell and seek the appropriate help that they need. So if you or someone you know is struggling with substance abuse and mental health issues, know that help is available. Reach out to friends, family, or professionals who can support or who can provide support and guidance on the paths to recovery instead of turning to self-medication. There is treatment, there is recovery. So let's look at treatment and recovery for those who have substance abuse issues and mental health issues. Understanding the relationship between substance abuse and mental health is crucial in breaking the cycle of pain and addiction. Let's create a compassionate and supportive environment where those who are struggling can find the help and understanding that they deserve. Thanks for tuning in to today's video. If you found this information helpful, give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more content on mental health and well-being. Together, let's raise awareness and foster empathy for those battling substance abuse and mental health challenges. Take care and see you in the next video. Bye.